Okay, next up is single sign-on. And single sign-on is a method of allowing users to access all resources that they're going to need, obviously, within an environment with a single username and a password. So what this does is it negates having to remember multiple usernames and passwords. All right, remember if we talked about previously, whether it be a Kerberos realm or Active Directory or some other authentication mechanism or directory service, by having that in place, a user can sign on once, right, to a directory server or an Active Directory server, some type of directory service, and then access everything within that environment. Of course, they actually have to have access granted to them, right? They can't just log in and automatically access everything. Each individual resource is still controlled by ACLs or ACLs, but they don't need to remember usernames and passwords for each resource. So it makes it much more secure, mitigates risk by keeping users from having to write down credentials, right? If you had to remember 50 different passwords or 100 different passwords for your work environment, it's going to be very difficult to keep those straight in your head. So you're going to have to start writing those things down. Once they're written down, obviously, it makes the task much easier for a hacker to come in and retrieve that information. Not to mention the fact that come password changing day, it's a lot easier to change your password once and have it propagate everywhere or have access everywhere, rather than having to remember to change your password on 50 different resources or 100 different resources, whatever your environment entails. But having to do that each and every time will become a very tedious process.